I'm always there, as said earlier, of giving my perspective on what I see and how I've gone about things. And ultimately, it takes a great deal of patience and hard work and a sense of resilience. You know, you got to want it.
He should, I always say it this way, prove to me you can't do it. Prove to me you can't do it. And so far, he has not done that.
Because what Kevin Stefanski did is actually par for the course. I know a lot of fans don't want to hear it. I know a lot of fans don't know about it. But I'm going to take y'all inside this locker room.
When the rumors start flying and the critics get loud, sometimes it takes a real leader to step in and speak the truth. And that's exactly what Jalen Hurts did. In the middle of all the swirling injury claims and media spin surrounding Shedeur Sanders, the Eagles' star quarterback stepped forward, not to create drama, not to speculate, but to show respect. Hurts made it crystal clear he stands with Shedeur, he respects his grind, he believes in his work ethic, and he wants to see the young quarterback get his chance to shine. There was no talk about injuries, no gossip, no excuses, just a veteran showing support for a younger player who's earned it. This wasn't just about football, it was about respect, leadership, and one athlete publicly standing behind another when it matters most.
You know, you got to want it. You know, you got to want it. And so I'm supporting him from where I am and wishing him nothing but the best with his opportunities.
Jalen Hurts went on to explain that Shedeur has worked hard for this opportunity and absolutely deserves it. He didn't hold back when praising the young quarterback's dedication, pointing out that moments like these are earned, not handed out. But then came the subtle shift. Hurts hinted, without saying it outright, that the Browns might not actually want Shedeur on the field next game. Why? Because the hype around him has exploded, and some people inside the organization may be trying to calm it down. It wasn't a direct accusation, but his tone, the pauses, the half smiles, they all spoke volumes. His body language made it seem like there have already been private conversations between the two quarterbacks. Whatever was said behind closed doors, Hurts' message on camera was clear. He's standing with Shedeur, even if the road ahead is about to get messy. And the thing is, he didn't even mention why the two of them spent so much time together after training. It wasn't just a quick dap and walk away. They stayed there for a while, deep in conversation, away from cameras and microphones. You can only imagine what came up. Game plans, career decisions, personal motivation, the media storm, nothing was off the table. And yes, that controversial approach the Browns are taking, you can bet that was part of the discussion. They were in that cart for a long time. At this point, the debate over whether Shedeur is actually being sidelined isn't just speculation anymore. It's starting to feel like fact. Just days after the matchup, Kevin Stefanski once again addressed the media, making it clear he wasn't specifically considering Sanders as the starter. He repeated the same line about developing everyone, but then came the real blow. A new report stated that Stefanski has no intention of using Shedeur Sanders in the second preseason game. That revelation poured gasoline on an already blazing fire. After everything Sanders has shown on the field, this decision feels less like coincidence and more like a calculated decision. It's as if the Browns are sending a clear message that Sanders isn't part of their immediate plans, at least not in the way fans expect it. Whether this is a strategic move or something more political, one thing is undeniable: the mystery around Shedeur's role is getting deeper by the day. The questions aren't going away, and now, like clockwork, Sanders is injured, the timing suspicious. Just as fans and analysts were demanding to see more of him, suddenly the Browns are backing off. With no other reason given, the narrative switched to arm soreness, a condition they claim will be gone by tomorrow. That's exactly what's making people skeptical. Is this really just a minor injury, or is it a convenient excuse to keep him off the field while public pressure cools down? The entire situation is starting to look less like bad luck and more like plain old politics happening behind the scenes in Cleveland.
Because all I know is that what I keep hearing is what you're telling me what he can't do. Like my coach just said in college, but hey, find something that he can do. See, you keep telling me what Shedeur can't do. Well, your job as a coach is to put players in position and find something that they can do.
Wait a minute, but where's the can't coming from when we just saw him do it? I know it's a small sample size, it's 3/4 of football.
Look, I get it. It's a small sample size, just 3/4 of preseason football. But even in that short window, Shedeur Sanders made enough noise to change the entire conversation in Cleveland. And if that wasn't enough, now this sudden arm soreness appears right when every snap he takes could influence the future of the franchise. Fans were ready to see him build on that breakout performance. Analysts were already debating his long-term potential, even players around the league. Guys like Jalen Hurts were speaking up in support. The momentum was there, yet instead of letting that momentum grow, the Browns seemed to be slamming on the brakes. Maybe it's about controlling the narrative. Maybe it's protecting a decision the front office already made. Or maybe it's about avoiding a full-blown quarterback controversy. Whatever the reason, the optics right now are raising more questions than answers. One thing is certain, if this truly is just a minor injury, Sanders will be back soon and the hype will only grow stronger. But if it's not, if this is something deeper, something being orchestrated behind the scenes, then we might be witnessing one of the strangest and most puzzling quarterback situations in recent NFL memory quietly unfolding right in front of us.
And the opponent for me, Stephen A., doesn't matter. Shefty, it's what does it look like? And he looked like a guy that should be getting opportunity to say, nope, you're actually not good enough. If I were the Browns, he would be getting reps with the starters this week. I felt like going into the game, if he played a certain way, that would be the case. He should getting reps with the starters this week, and he should, I always say it this way, prove to me you can't do it. Prove to me you can't do it. And so far, he has not done that.
The arm soreness claim only deepens the mystery. The timing is just too perfect. Right when the pressure to play Shedeur Sanders was reaching its peak, suddenly there's an injury that, according to the team, will magically disappear tomorrow. Whether that's genuine bad luck or a deliberate attempt to cool the hype, it's impossible to ignore how conveniently it stalls his momentum. And that's exactly what Dan Orlovsky was talking about. If Sanders really isn't ready, then show us, justify it with actual proof. Because everything on film shows a young quarterback who has done everything right and earned a real opportunity. At the center of all this is a bigger question about what the Browns are trying to accomplish. Is this a strategic move? Office politics? Or just a way to control the narrative? Maybe it's about protecting the other quarterbacks on the roster from being overshadowed by a rising star. Whatever the motive, the lack of transparency is only fueling more speculation and more frustration from fans, analysts, and even players around the league.
I'm always there, as I said earlier, of giving my perspective on what I see and how I've gone about things. And ultimately, it takes a great deal of patience and hard work and a sense of resilience. You know, you got to want it.
He should, I always say it this way, prove to me you can't do it. Prove to me you can't do it. And so far, he has not done that.
Because what Kevin Stefanski did is actually par for the course. I know a lot of fans don't want to hear it. I know a lot of fans don't know about it. But I'm going to take y'all inside this locker room.
Wadding is convinced of one thing. If Shedeur Sanders is finally handed the reins, he absolutely has the talent to run with it. And if he's not, then the Browns will eventually have to explain why one of their most promising options is being kept on the sideline. So what do you think is really going on here? Is this a smart, strategic move by Cleveland, or are they intentionally keeping Shedeur out of the spotlight to control the narrative? Do you actually believe the arm soreness story? Or does it feel like a conveniently timed excuse to slow down his momentum? And here's the big question. If you were in Kevin Stefanski's shoes, after everything Sanders has shown this preseason, would you finally give him the chance to start? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear exactly where you stand on this one.